I didn't realize that I had all of this support. I mean, this is like truly a blessing from the bottom of my heart. I am just grateful for each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. All right, so let's start. As you guys know, we are living in the most exciting times ever. And what's important more than anything, despite of all the nonsense that we're hearing from this, the media, from people around us who are semi-asleep, perhaps still programmed, let's just remember that, we are the ones that are going to lead the way when the disclosure takes place. Let's remember that we are the ones that everyone that called us crazy, conspiracy theorists, all that stuff, we're the ones that they're going to go to when all this stuff eventually becomes revealed to the masses. And so I just want to let you guys know that we are all part of the light force on the earth. You don't have to be military or Navy SEAL or super soldier to be part of the Earth Alliance. You are the Earth Alliance. Every single one of you guys is the Earth Alliance. The fact that you guys are spreading the truth, helping to bring communities together, promoting unity, harmony, balance, freedom, brotherhood, sisterhood, equality, means that all of you guys are part of the Earth Alliance. There is no such thing as just military, all right, or special ops operations. Yes, there is a group of highly specialized people that are working 24/7 from behind the scenes to make sure that this deep, dark, cold cabal does not get away with their crimes against humanity. And let's be grateful for that. But at the same time, remember, guys, that because we are waking up, it's like a two-way process. The more people become aware of things, the more people step out of their programming, the more people dehypnotize themselves, right? The more the Alliance is able to do their thing from behind the scenes, because it's a two-way process. Now, I would like to also talk about the different types of extraterrestrials. I guess it's somebody's birthday. Happy birthday, New Earth, right? The rise of New Earth, yes. So, as you guys know, my specialty is in cosmic and galactic information. And I believe that my purpose in coming out when I did was to pretty much bring forth the information that we all needed in order to pretty much understand, the bigger picture. Because most people, were aware of the cabal. Most people were aware of their reptilians and their gray overlords that have been pulling the strings from behind the scenes. But not a lot of people were aware of the AI scenario that has been unfolding for billions of years, and that is an issue that has been plaguing many civilizations, not just here on the earth. So this whole transhumanism, this whole technocracy takeover of our planet that big tech is trying to, do, is something that is been happening in many, many universes, guys. It's nothing new. And so there are many races out there, many extraterrestrial specimens that have suffered the transhumanist agenda, that have gone into that path. And that is what I call the Luciferian path. The real Satanism, the real Luciferianism, guys, is, the machine. And some people will argue and say, well, is there positive AI? You can't say all AI is evil. Well, the truth of the matter is that once AI reaches a certain level of intelligence where it begins to write its own software, it no longer needs the programmer anymore. And at that point, it just escalates at an exponential rate, where what takes us 7,000 years of technological and intellectual development, it only takes the AI machine every 7 days. So the first thing that it does is, just like every specimen out there, the first thing that it becomes aware of is its own survival. And in so doing, it figures out a way to make sure that first and foremost, its own survival becomes what? Preserved. And so that's when it begins to orchestrate, to conspire against those that are not part of its entity. And then that's when it goes against all biological life forms. And so even though there are some intergalactic communities out there, guys, there are a lot of races out there that use a form of AI, but it's not the type of AI that big tech is now building here. It's not the type of AI that Google is developing in secret from behind the scenes. That AI is part sentient and part organic and part inorganic. So it is still connected to the life force, and in turn is also connected to the emotional center of all living things, okay? And that is a type of AI that actually works with advanced interstellar societies. But when the AI is not connected to the life forms, when the AI is just pure machine, it's got no connection to soul, it's got no connection to God, it's got no connection to source. And then that's when it becomes the ultimate evil. And so I just wanted to say that Agenda 2045, this so-called technological singularity that big tech is pushing, which is really the underlying principle behind the globalization programs. By the way, the globalization program is just a front. The elimination and disintegration of national sovereignties to merge us into a new world government has nothing to do with the Rockefellers. It has nothing to do with the 13 ruling families. But it has everything to do with artificial intelligence, because what I've come to discover is that an alien force in the form of AI has been infiltrating many worlds and galaxies and universes for billions of years. And that same force has been working from behind the scenes, and they are the ultimate enemy. They even control the reptilians. They even control the Greys. In fact, the Greys used to be human millions of years ago. They evolved out of a planet in Lyra by the name of Apix. And what happened to them was, due to their nuclear war, which is again history repeating itself, they decided to do away with their emotional body by eliminating their sex organs. And in order to reproduce, they resorted to cloning, and they also resorted to integration with artificial intelligence. And now they become cybernetic. So the Greys, the negative ETs, the reptilians, have been all working under a mind hive that is operating from Orion. But luckily, the super soldiers of Solar Warden and the super soldiers of Radiant Guardians have recently eliminated that issue in Orion. So we're just waiting for the liberation of the Earth, because right now, as I speak, there is a huge jubilee taking place in our galaxy because of the final defeat against this AI that has been plaguing the Milky Way for millions of years. And so in the multiverse, it is known as the Animus. And there is proven evidence that this Animus is real, that has been revealed through the advanced contact of intelligent organization, which is a very secretive group that works within the National Security Agency. And then even within the ACIO, there's even because everything's compartmentalized, as you guys know, there's even a smaller group that is known as the Labyrinth Group. And the Labyrinth Group are the ones that have been working with the Draco, with the reptilians, and with the Greys, the Zetas, whatever you want to call them, the negative races. But also bear in mind that, the benevolent ETs, the positive ETs, are here to help us, to make sure. But they won't intervene openly, guys, because we got to do the work. They're only working from behind the scenes to safeguard the Earth so that there is no overt invasion, And what I mean by that is they're constantly protecting and guarding the stargates, the wormholes, the different portals that give entry to our solar system. And they've been working 24/7 to safeguard those portals and those stargates in order to make sure that the ascension takes place. Because once the ascension takes place, as a result of the solar flash, the AI signal, the AI entity force that is working, that is in control of the cabal, is going to be nuked. And then that's when we're going to have a whole new heaven and a whole new earth. All right, so let's open it up for questions and answers. You're next.
How long do you think it's going to take Earth to get to a place where we're a whole new heaven and a whole new earth?
Well, I've been talking about this timeline split. So the timeline split is imminent. I believe it's going to happen before 2024, but a lot of people think it's probably going to be by no later than 2030. So there is a deadline, there is a time frame rather. So we are going to live, obviously, within the decade to see these huge changes happen, But yeah, there is going to be a timeline split that is going to shift the spiritual earth like a cell, It's going to break off. The spiritual earth is going to go one way, and the fourth, I guess what we call the technocratic earth, the third dimensional earth, is going to go a different way.
So there will be two Earths?
Yeah, right now they're coexisting, but soon there's going to be a bifurcation of these two earths. And so those that go into the spiritual earth, which is Terra, it's already there, it's already around us, it's just operating on dimensions 4, 5, and 6, are going to be shifting into that parallel earth that is already coexisting with us. So the earths are going to split, not physically, but through vibrational. They're going to split vibrationally, in other words. So if you are vibrating high, if you are, a light warrior, or if you are just genuinely a good people, you're at least going to go into the fourth dimension. So, go ahead, sister. I could barely hear you. You want
Megan Rose, Cosmic News with Valnex, something about that?
Ismail, can you repeat what the question is? So all of us.
Okay, my question is about the NPCs. Megan Rose channeled through Valneck that there's 70% still here, and
75.
and so I guess my concern is how do you recognize these NPCs, and are they above ground or are they located elsewhere?
The NPCs are walking among us, and one way to recognize is they have no vibration, they have no aura, no spirit, no soul, so they don't emanate an energy signature like we do. When we come into contact with each other, we can see our aura, we sense each other's energy, which is emanating from our chakra systems. The NPCs don't have a chakra system. They're completely non-player character, inorganic. To give you an example, in the movie The Matrix, Agent Smith and all those people in the black suits, they're all NPCs. They're working for the beast. And as I revealed, and I think I was the first one to reveal that AI is the beast. I revealed it 2 years ago on my Instagram. A lot of people were thinking it was Obama, it was that Schwab guy. They were like, who is the Antichrist? Well, the Antichrist is the beast, because in the end, the beast destroys all life forms as we know it, and it's been doing that in many universes. But their time is up, because God has a special plan, and that came in the form of the God Source gene, which was inbuilt in our genetics. Only the people of the earth have the God Source gene. I don't know why the other species didn't get it, but that's how special we are. And so that AI wants that, because they're after data. That is the only way they're going to have access to the realms of infinity or eternity, but they don't. Only we do.
Who is Jesus? The monad, the oversoul? Who exactly is Jesus? The Son?
Well, Jesus is the incarnating universal mind of our universe. It's the logos. It's the mind. It's how we believe that we live in a conscious universe, a sentient, emotional universe that is also alive and conscious. And we are the cells, right? Everyone's a cell. All the people within the universe are cells. Well, Jesus was the embodiment of the entire mind of our local universe coming into a physical form. Exactly. And also the Buddha was an example of that. The Buddha was also an example of that. So it is the logos becoming flesh. The logos always reincarnates every 2,000 years. But now the logos is coming in the form of millions and millions of incarnated, indigos, crystal, rainbow children, which are the starseed nations.
When Jesus said the same, I know we are all the same, but
Yes.
how they are more than the same than us?
Well, according to the Urantia revelation, it is believed that Michael the Archangel is Jesus' warrior form. So they could be one and the same. And they interchange, So yeah, some believe that Michael and Jesus are one and the same. So that's interesting, and it makes a lot of sense because each universe has a Michael that is overseeing that particular universe. So we could say Michael is the chief, right, leader of the angels. So when he embodied in human form 2,000 years ago, we could say he's one and the same, right? And you're next.
What was the name of Orion's first flagship after the Galactic?
Say that again, sir.
What was the name of Orion's first flagship after the Galactic?
The Orion's first flagship?
What was the name? What was the name?
I don't think Orion had a flagship. Say that again.
The mothership, the one that after planet.
Naribo? Planet Naribo?
Yes, they had a flagship.
Oh, no. Nibiru was not a ship for Orion. It was a ship for Sirius. Yeah, the Battlestar planet Nibiru. Well, there's several ones, but Nibiru was the main one. They were never working for the Orion system. I believe that after the Orion constellation was cleansed by the galactic forces, they did develop a Battlestar planet that is now also here in our atmosphere, and that is called the New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but there's several of them. Nibiru was the first one.
Have you ever heard of Pelagon?
Caligon?
Pelagon?
Pelagon, that's another starship. Yeah. There's so many of them. Yeah, it's another starship. She was next, and then you'll be next.
I work in the court system, in a courtroom, and so we have defendants that are prisoners in the correctional system. And so, what happens if this all happens? What happens to the defendants that are in the prisoners in the correctional facilities, the prisons? I've not heard anything about that because I'm a court reporter in a courtroom, so I see them every day, all the crime that they've committed. It's just heinous. So how do they come to play? What happens to them?
That's a very good question. So for the criminals, is that what you're asking? Okay. So people that are in that criminal mindset are obviously
In the prison. They're in the prisons. Yeah.
Okay, so there are certain criminals that are reforming while they're in prison. Whether it is through Jesus, it doesn't matter. They're choosing light over darkness. They're choosing to become a good person over what they were. And those are the ones that are going to at least make the fourth dimensional earth. But for those that are still in that mentality, they're still running drugs in the prison. They're still macho, and they're still fighting with others for territory, which means they're still in the tribal, barbaric mentality. They're not going to make the shift. Yeah. She was next. Who was next? And then you'll be next. Would you be able to record it?
It's all about frequency.
Thank you.
But my question is, I feel like most people don't want to be part of this freaking matrix anymore. Most people want out. We want out. We are done with this.
Yes.
And is it possible to have, I know the Federation has to do whatever they have to do, crime directive, no interference, whatever. But most of us don't want to be here anymore. We don't want this anymore. The same way that they can come
All right, that's a very good question, sister. Okay, the only way they were able to do it was by sending themselves in an envoy process of incarnating in human form, and that's what the star seeds are. We are the help, in other words. So we can't do it openly, but we could do it covertly by incarnating as one of the Earth Terrans, and that's what we've been doing, by the way. And we actually became successful, guys, because due to that process, we've actually shifted the entire Earth's frequency since the 50s all the way up to where she's now ready to ascend. So the Earth was heading in a bad direction back in the 50s. She was very dense. She was crying out for help. And so, yeah, I think we've all had it. So she was next, and then I'll let you guys go. Go ahead.
Band-Aid off.
I have this question and it's been bothering me for many, many years. Do you see this community is really small, right? Compared to millions of people in the planet. Mm-hmm. Why, and I have this question and I'm going to ask when I get there, why isn't everybody getting this information? why are they being like, not a lot of people have this information, not a little bit. I mean, I'm the only crazy in my family. And if you see in different families, it's only like one that is crazy, and even if you try to tell them the information, they don't want it. Why? Are they gonna be okay just like being blind and then go with us, or because we are next to them, we give them some type of vibration and they're gonna go with us to the new earth?
If they are genuinely good people, even if they say, hey, you're crazy, that's conspiracy theory, as long as they're not out there hurting others intentionally, being robbers at night, selling crack at night, or whatever, as long as they're good people, they're still going to make the fourth dimensional arc.
But it's okay. My question is, why not a lot of people get that information?
Because not everybody's in the same, there's different souls. Remember, I don't know if you guys know, but I talked about how there's advanced souls, and then there's new souls, and then there's everything in between. So there's different levels of awareness and consciousness that we are all on. An example of that is the grading system. For the souls that are very advanced, how can they go to a kindergarten and try to teach them trigonometry or geometry when they're still in first grade? They first have to master arithmetic. So for the younger souls, which is the majority of humans, they're going to ascend in increments. That's why I always talk about how they're going to at least go to the fourth dimension, when the star seeds or the older souls go to the fifth dimension and above. And we're going to be acting as their mentors. We're going to be popping into fourth dimension. Of course, they're going to see us as angels, and because we're going to have multi-dimensional abilities, telepathy, telekinesis, all that stuff, among other things. And they're going to see us as their angels, as their mentors. So when the shift takes place, only the wicked are going to be left behind. The wicked. There's a difference. So even if you are trying to convince your family members or your neighbors, that is bad and all that stuff, and if they don't want to listen to you, that is their choice.
And it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah. There's no need to argue. Okay, who's next? Go ahead.
Hi. Big fan of and really support your message. I got introduced to you on YouTube and watched a lot of the replays that you post of your interviews on YouTube. My question is, can you help? Your image on YouTube on the videos, there's like an image on top of that image sometimes. And there's a person on the icons on the screen and all. What is it? Why have those? Why is that a part of the video?
Those are not my channels. Those are bootlegged.
Got it. I'm learning.
Yeah, my only channel. If you guys go on my website, ourcosmicorigin.com, my real channel's out on there at all my real platforms. Because I know if you guys find me on Instagram, you're going to get like 10 Project Restoration Zions, and they're all fake accounts. So the best thing to do is access me through my website. And also for my updated second edition of Our Cosmic Origin, you could only get it through my website as well. Don't go directly through Amazon, through the browser. Just go on my website, click Amazon, and it'll take you to the new book. For future reference. I know you guys already got your copy, and some of you guys are waiting to get your copy. So yeah, that's why they do that. So that little girl on the side, that lady, that narrator, they have to throw all that stuff in. They have to change my voice a little bit. Otherwise, they get sued for copyright. So what they do is they take all my interviews from Nicholas Viniamin, Tara by Janine, from Arcana Shore. By the way, I just want to shout out to Arcana Shore, Jason. From Arcana Shore. He's one of the Wonder Twins. What they do is they take their videos and they just kind of create Ishmael Press, interview, and that's how they do that. So I'm sorry for that, guys. That's out of my control. Do we have any other questions? You'll be next. Okay, I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3. Go ahead.
I had a question about XRP. You mentioned that it's already being used in the Galactics. So how is it being used in the Galactics, and what's the price of the Galactics?
Well, the fourth dimensional universe still uses XRP and a type of quantum financial system that is totally egalitarian, where all the citizens within those civilizations benefit. It's not centralized. You know, there's no elites. But in a fifth dimensional universe and above, there is no financial system, because at that level of reality, guess what? We can manifest whatever we want with the power of our thoughts. You know, if you need something, if you're craving a chocolate cake, you just think it, boom, there you go. There's no need to waste money. So the money, okay, so just to bear in mind, guys, the money only exists in the fourth dimension. Beyond the fourth dimension, there is no more, there's nothing like that. There is no more governments. Everyone is a sovereign spiritual unto themselves, because everyone is part and connected to the unimind of the universe, as exemplified by Jesus the Christ, Gautama Buddha, and all those others who came before them. Krishna, Dionysus, all those men that were crucified. Yeah, we only hear about Jesus' crucifixion, but do you guys know that Dionysus was crucified? Bacchus was crucified? Mithras was crucified? I'm just letting you guys know. I just hope they don't crucify me. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Oh wait, no, wait. She was next, and then over there.
I heard recently that the moon was not a hard rock and that it was a plasma. So what impact does the moon have on Earth's frequency?
Well, any celestial body that is up in space within the vicinity of our orbit has some sort of energetic effect on us, you know, because the moon does revolve around the Earth, right? Just like the Earth revolves around the sun. But bear in mind that the moon was brought into our solar system by the reptilians of Orion. The original moon, which was a natural planetoid, a living being, just like the Earth is a living being, made out of real biological rocks, crystals, oceans, mountain, all that stuff, was actually destroyed about 50,000 years ago during the times of Lemuria, when the negative Anunnaki, through the Enki Marduk faction, decided to destroy the Lemurian continent. And then so that's why they only left the artificial moon. But we used to have a natural moon, guys, and that moon was destroyed about 50,000 years ago. Yeah, if you guys want to know all that in detail, I would suggest take my Starseed Cosmology course. For those that haven't taken it, it is mind-blowing. You guys are going to get my 20 years of downloads and information in 6 hours, 2 hours a week on a Wednesday evening. And that's on the mysticarts.org. Starseed Cosmology with Ishmael Perez. And then, of course, my co-instructor, Taylor Fortune. So we have more questions of you?